All right, my darling, we are going to talk about how respect makes you more attractive. And, a lot of times we want the world to respect us. But at the end of the day, we're not even understanding our value and what we bring to the table to realize that, hey, we have a lot going for us. And this is why people are going to respect us. So if you don't understand your value, it's not going to really make you so attractive. And honestly, you're just not going to feel good about yourself. And people are going to feel that energy from you. So, the best way to start building respect is through your boundaries. And I have an online program, it's called Boundaries. And it's going to show you exactly what to do to show up in your relationship so that you can feel more confident by learning how to say your yeses and your nos and standing behind it, but also giving you some scripts. A lot of times we're not getting what we want in our relationships and in our dating because we're just not standing up for ourselves. We're just not saying it. We're waiting for somebody else to give us the approval mark, somebody else to choose us, as opposed to just using our voice and saying, this is what I want. And most of the time, we're terrified to use our voice because we have really poor boundaries, because no one in our life taught us how to stand up for ourselves, to speak up for ourselves, and to get what we want. And most of the time, we go through life trying to make everybody else happy and pleasing everyone else and wondering why no one respects us, no one values us, and why they don't want to be in relationship with us, but with everyone else. It comes down to values and your boundaries and how you show the world that you value yourself through your boundaries. So get that program. It will change the game for you. You will be thanking me and saying, Arica, I had no idea that my weak boundaries were costing me my love, my mental health, and my ability to enjoy myself in this world. And because I am putting these boundaries to work, my life has changed. And I will say in advance, honey, you are welcome. So, why does respect make you more attractive? Because the first thing is when you respect yourself, you can't respect yourself. Like you probably are thinking that's the first thing I'm going to say is you got to respect yourself first. Of course, yeah, common sense. But you can't respect yourself if you don't know your value. What I mean by that is, what is there to actually respect if you don't know what value you bring to the table? Years ago, I had this client who came to me and I met him at a tech event. I was living in Santa Monica at the time. I met him at this tech event. It was at this private members only club. And we talked. He shared with me about his business and he asked me what I did. And at the time, many years ago, I would just say, oh, I'm a dating coach. And people would go, what are you talking about? Now, if you hear that, it's become more common. But listen, back in the days before there were all these other new dating coaches, as old school back in the days, like 10 years ago, when we were having to go, I'm a dating coach, and people were like, what the heck? So he was asking me, and I just thought, okay, like he's another person that's going, I can't believe this person does this for a living. And I'm like, yeah, and you suck in dating, and that's why you need me. So I didn't know where the conversation was going, but as a good businesswoman, you know what I got to do. I got to hand out that business card and be like, what you want to do? So anyways, lo and behold, this client reached out to me and he said, Arica, I actually do want to get some dating coaching from you. I was shocked because I didn't know. I didn't know if he was just asking me questions just to go, what the hell does this person actually do for a living? So he sincerely was interested in my coaching. So this guy was running a very successful company. And I want you to pay attention to this because I think in Western society, we tend to think that if someone is successful financially, they're successful in business, that somehow, I don't know where we've bought into this, but somehow they're successful in everything else in their life. And it's such bullshit. It's the furthest thing from the truth. In fact, what I see time and time again are people who are sometimes very successful in their careers are terrible in their love lives. They're terrible in their relationships. The things that they do to make them successful in the business world, they fail to translate into their relationships. They fail to integrate into their relationships and implement. So it's just like, I don't know if you ever saw the scene from Devil Wears Prada where they're at this model shoot and they're doing the shoot and she says something about getting a promotion. She's like, and he's like, yeah, once you get a promotion, then your love life just goes down the drain. Well, it was the same for this client of mine. He was doing great with his company, but he really sucked when it came to connecting with women and having good relationships and getting dates and all that. And as we started to work together, I started realizing very quickly that he had no idea what his value was. You could ask him like, what makes your company valuable? Oh, he'd go off on a tangent and he would talk to you for an hour. But if and when I asked him, what is it that makes you valuable? That's where he really struggled. You see, most of us have not been taught where we're valuable. So we derive our value off of things that are very fickle and fleeting, such as finances, cars, what we own, our looks, all these things that can be gone like that in the poof. But the value is what a person, who they are, what they're made of, their character, what their friends say about them, who they choose to be when things go really dark, when things aren't there the way that they used to have them. How do you show up? And so I started really honing in on the fact that we had to get really clear of what his value was. Because if he continued to not show up as if he understood his value, no woman was going to respect him. And if she didn't respect him, she wasn't going to date him. And the same implies with women. If a woman doesn't understand what makes her valuable, besides her pretty clothes or her good body or how she's killing it in the workplace, if she doesn't understand what's beneath all of that and what makes her character and makes her who she is, then she's not going to value herself. And when she shows up, it's not going to be a respect that comes from a substantial place. I think we can try to put on this overly confident image, but people snuff out what is not genuine, what is not sincere, what is not real. And when you're just putting on a show and trying to demand respect out of people, people smell that and they go, that's fake news. I don't buy into it. But to really be able to respect yourself is really having a clear understanding of what value you bring to the table. So fast forward with this client, we got really clear on where he was valuable. And we also, it took some time, but getting to the place of understanding where he learned that he wasn't valuable. That's a big secret. That's where coaching comes in, because a lot of times there's something that's happened in our life that has taken our value away. Some teacher, some parent, some situation that happens in life that teaches you this unbelievable lie that then becomes believable, that you're not valuable. You have some kind of experience. And sometimes it's bringing healing to those experiences so that you remember and you remind yourself that, hey, I have value. So fast forward, he understood his value. We did some coaching, some healing around where he had lost that sense of value. Fast forward to today, this guy is traveling the world, still running his company and in a beautiful relationship. And he would send me pictures time and time again. Look at this beautiful woman I'm dating. Look at this beautiful woman I'm dating. The game changed when he changed how he saw his value, because once he understood his value, he commanded a different respect. And that is what made him attractive. So I want you to give it a whirl. If this video is speaking to you, make sure that you give it a thumbs up. Tell that algorithm, hey, she's spitting out some stuff that will change people's lives and the world needs to know about this. So make sure you do that. In the comment section, I want to know, what is it that you value about yourself? What do you deem as valuable about you? I really want to know this. So in the comment section, you tell me, what is it that sets you apart? What is it that makes you valuable? I want to know. Make sure you check out that boundaries course. So I've got this next video coming up. I want you to watch this right now. Here's the beauty of these videos is when you take them and you actually apply them. I just had someone comment on a live yesterday. He said he's been in an 8-month relationship by taking my advice and putting it to work. So you watch this next video, put it to work for you and change your life. I love you and I will see you in my next video. You take care, baby doll.